Ladies and gents, it is the beginning between LIP and GODSENT, Map 1 Vertigo in this best of 3 series. Huge matchup here between these two teams. GODSENT are on the up with the addition of Farlig, and on LIP side of things, they're looking to do some serious damage here and claim those RMR points as well as GODSENT to try to secure, really lock in that place at the major. And Vertigo, as you said, we haven't seen this, at least on our, in Europe, we haven't seen this once in all week.
In our broadcast, no. Yeah, I think it's
on the mainstream, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Europeans don't like this, I guess.
What a treat. And we got DJ Prius on the Observe. This is going to be a great match.
DJ Prius, the coolest DJ in the world.
I appreciated that. So.
All right, good damage being exchanged on the GODSENT side already. Dinked Plopsky, gushed him in fact.
I love that.
Down to 3 HP. And GODSENT opting for a more default style pistol here. They do have one set of utility on Crystal, but one set of utility is pretty difficult to work with if you decide to go onto this A bomb site. You will only be able to smoke off one of the two sides. That single smoke cannot block off that entire plant position, but Rez will be able to find a kill onto Seiko. This is looking like a great setup for NIP already. They have a player at Sandbags and Knock, and he should be good for at least one here. They have not scouted this position out. And Rez is holding that backhaul position, and he's gushed down as well. The HP is so low on a couple of these NIP players, but GODSENT just can't find the kills yet.
There they go, trying to swarm Rez. He will go down. He gets a headshot before he finally dies with 1 HP. That's certainly a great result. An overperformance, perhaps, as we'll see. Zen, the last man standing. Oh, gets the bomb down. That's brilliant, though. Oh, a headshot as well. Can he actually have a chance here? That would be winnable. Crazy if he was able to somehow do some more damage, get another kill, at least for some money. But we finished off, but he secured the plant, and it looked like it wasn't going to go that way. So they have money now to have options on this second round.
I'm so surprised people don't check sandbags. You just gotta check it, man. Especially on pistol round.
It's like this. It's like one of the scariest spots, right? It's like one of those, the way that we lose this round is if there's a guy sandbags, that's like a position that's very dangerous. But it's
also dangerous to clear.
That's also, yeah.
You're dangerous.
Dangerous.
That's why I like you. You're dangerous.
You're reckless.
I wonder if the sound of the smoke extinguishing the Molotov could obscure the dropping sound there at all. I doubt it, but... Ooh. Madding really getting caught off guard there, and that's not a good start here in this round for GODSENT.
No, it's not looking too good for them just yet, actually. They decided to force up into this round after getting that plant, but they haven't taken any space away from NIP. In fact, NIP are playing a unusually aggressive setup towards middle, and Knock, still here on his lonesome, might be able to take out Zane. Oh, wow. I'm surprised he isn't able to find that frag. So Zane's able to stay alive, but with such low HP, it will be so difficult, as it looks like GODSENT, they're heading into the meat grinder on this B bomb site. Plopsky's in a great spot to look for some damage, but he isn't able to find the kill either. But these GODSENT players are tagged so low at this point. Any decision that they make will be so rough, and they only have a single smoke as well.
They need to get some amount of economic damage here. This is, as you say, like such a worrying position to find yourself in. 30 seconds to go. Trying to force the issue into the A site, and Ampus will take down Farlig. No trade available just yet for GODSENT. Again, a couple kills is really important here. Maybe 2 is the best possible scenario now to Crystal. Can he find that 1 deke? The angle for Rez is better. It's just simply a better angle, and he's going to take down Crystal. And that will be 2-0 for NIP. And they only lose a single player that round, which is an amazing result against a force buy.
Do you think a name like Zen, he's probably the calmest person on the team?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, you guys are opinions.
People's
or maybe he's doing that in order to work on that characteristic.
Ooh, I like that approach.
He's something he
It's
strives
like making
for.
your passwords like a login. Like one of the logins I used for a while was be temperate. Right, so maintain a solid effort over time.
Little post-it notes,
Knock with a quick double there. It's just the anti-eco, so nothing really untoward is going on. And, you know, NIP, they just get that clean start. Now we get the first gun round from GODSENT. We can really start to understand how this first half is going to go.
Not a lot of deaths.
See how many of the rifles they keep.
Yeah, they kept a lot. They're rich.
Interested in the approach that GODSENT have in this round. They've been spreading out in a lot of defaults thus far. Hasn't really actually gone their way, but that being said, they haven't had that great utility. And we can see already that they know how to use it. Good lurk smoke out at the ramp, and a molly to stop any kind of NIP aggressive play. Additionally, they throw smoke towards the back hall to cover this push for Modern. And he's getting some good positioning here. Oh, that's a well-timed Molotov from NIP. They're denying the space quite well thus far.
It's really important as well to be able to like force back the side walk player so that you can gain position of this spot. It creates a lot of pressure on the CTs, and that's a brilliant find there by Madden. It's not the easiest angle, honestly. That left eye peek against the right eye from Rez, but he still finds that kill. Now it's up to his teammates here to try to make good of this as they continue to pressure the site. Now Farley gains some ground closer and closer to a position to plant the bomb, and they're getting the kills along the way. Zane able to take down 2 through the smoke, and that's going to likely trigger a save here from the remainder of NIP. They don't really have all that much left to save for themselves.
Yeah, pretty good. I guess walk up towards the A ramp. GODSENT just hit their picks and ran away with the round pretty much. Gotta give a little credit that NIP did have lesser guns of Pyjamas, MP9 and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel like the defense of the A ramp, just that kind of like brute force take, is you gotta have like crowd control, and there doesn't seem to be a perfect way of doing it because there's so much variation on what the T's can do. So
Yeah.
I think like one of the best ways is trying to get crit damage early with ops and, you know, spray and Molotov here or there, see if they make a mistake, and then save HC nids for the plant timing. That's like the most guaranteed way of playing it seems like.
I'm curious too as to whether GODSENT will be really consistent in terms of, let's say, pressuring that sidewalk and just trying to win that little portion of control around the A site, because it's very destabilizing and creates like a lot of threat to the CTs, but you don't have to commit to the site up the ramp with the rest of your team necessarily. Just give them something to worry about. You see NIP playing pretty aggressive around the stairs here on B. They've got that deep smoke to help them prevent the T's from getting any fast position. And this creates a lot of problems for the T side in terms of opening up with B map control. And re-smoke there as well.
Oh, there's a bit of a gap through the smoke. Stico trying to find an opening here, and he does. That is a nice find for him in this round here. The utility is already whittled down on the GODSENT side. They don't have too much to work with, but they should have the smokes necessary to get onto either bomb site. Now Twist still trying to hold down this mid position, but that's an excellent flash to push him off of the angle. And now scaling forward is the GODSENT side, and Zane will take him down. But Hampus, he's still actually at this mid position. He's getting some good info because of it. Should actually have been able to hear maybe one of those rotations out. And now it looks like GODSENT, they're priming up for a B hit.
There go the nades.
Just probably use a defensive smoke on site.
Crystal's ready for this. Oh my god. That is just taking the piss, isn't it? Look at Crystal go so deep.
Oh.
Able to just easily get a frag, but Rez answers back very nicely. Putting it back to a 2v2 though. Barely able to trade that one. Stico stays alive with 4 HP. And it's up to Nork now. With that AWP in hand, this is a tall order with these positions to worry about. But Stico walks straight into it. They do get the confirmation as to specifically where Nork is, but now Zen doesn't have anybody to play off of. And Sendiary will force it back a little bit. Oh no! The whiff comes through from Nork. He might get another chance at this one. Have to see as he looks for that flick. But Zen, nice reposition there. We'll catch him out. And a very important 1v1 there for GODSENT to win.
Very nice indeed. And you saw the pick that Stico had at that B. What sucks about that smoke as a CT is that you can't even tell that's one-way smoke. Because you know how some smokes you kind of know it's a one-way in some ways. Not down there. You just have to always expect that smoke to be a one-way smoke. It's just too hard to see as a CT at that angle. It's not worth it. You just gotta hide.
This is a really quick play coming out from GODSENT, though, on the anti-eco. Crystal already has so much space towards middle, but there's a gap in their smoke right here. This may offer an opportunity towards the side of NIP. Can they capitalize on it? Doesn't look like Crystal's even interested in pushing in that direction due to that. And he will just scale towards B, trying to make their way through the window, but they're met by some nice resistance from NIP. Crossfire coming out. Hampus is able to get one. Quickly, though, the trades are going in favor of GODSENT here. But Nock brings it back actually with his P250.
Goodness.
Another kill from Nock, and that nade might just do it. What a round from Nock.
That turned around 180 pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's exactly why you can't just go willy-nilly running around on anti-ecos. Once you get a few dinks in, it gets rough.
It's pretty aggressive what the T's did, hopping over that bomb site without really clearing angles. It cost them in the long run, I guess.
That looked like some prep. That looked like NIP expected them to do that on that kind of a buy round, right? So if GODSENT knows the other team's on a low buy, they like to do this fast mid control. So it looked like they prepped for that.
Well, Crystal trying to contest the ramp here. Hampus, you absolute troll. You absolute troll, Hampus. There's no way he's actually playing with this. Come on.
Of course
Come
not.
on.
Of course not.
How does he do that? Does he come into the game with that and then change it?
Yep.
I bet he's got a script so that he just presses a button for the trolls. I love it. Hampus. Let's go. Actually gets a headshot with it as well. It's just a pro match, just, extremely important match for, the major ranking points,
He's done hiding his crosshair. This is if he wants to win, that's what he uses.
He's powered up, massive, monstrous,
define the quality of
giant
life for
purple
the next
crosser.
few years.
He obviously lifts really heavy things because how big that crosshair is.
GODSENT are trying to work their way into that site. Don't really have any utility remaining now. They've exhausted everything. That's a miss right there from Nork. That's going to allow the bomb plant. Had he picked up that frag, the bomb's not going down. That's a huge kill, or rather, lack of a kill for GODSENT to allow them a way to win this round, a way back into this round. As it is now Plopsky, Nork, and Twist looking to try to reclaim this bomb site, get that defused, but that ramp is under control from Stiko and Zen right now. So looking for those shots. The smoke does come down and that pressure is in. The knife starts slashing away there for Zen. Stiko's also close there, spraying away. You can see that Zen's not spraying whilst his teammates are unloading all the bullets. Stiko through the smoke. Did he realize? Out comes the knife. Can he deny it in time? No, not in time. The defuse comes through for NIP. At least the kill will come down for Stiko, but they lose that round.
Oh, wow.
That was wild. And NRP also had 2 flashbangs left as well, so I'm surprised they didn't start chucking flashes while trying to tap the bomb. I guess it works out for them in the end anyways. The complement smoke.
I guess that's one great thing that Vertigo's brought us. The A-bomb site, post plants, and bomb defuse scenarios are just ridiculous.
It's chaotic.
They're so tense, yeah.
It's like he's going to defuse it. He's gonna, and then something happens.
Yeah, slightly more one-dimensional approach it looks like coming out from GODSENT this round, though. 4 of their players already at that A ramp. In fact, a 5th will join them in just a moment here. The quick on the flank is Hampus. He recognized the lack of pressure across the map, and he took advantage of it. He will be so fast behind these GODSENT players. Looks like Zen may have scouted him out. In fact, he did, but Hampus gets the better of him. But Hampus isn't favoring his chances, it looks like, for the full flank. In fact, he'll just bide his time at this point. The plant will go down on the A site, and Modern will be able to back off. Oh, this is such a nice angle from him.
What do you call this?
Yuri from Furia.
Ooh.
Well, here comes the flank from Hampus, able to take down Farlig. More reasonable crosshair now, and Crystal is still alive and kicking, looking to do the damage here. Oh, that's a nasty headshot coming in from Twist, and that's going to be the defuse there for NIP. Hello, Pete. There's been some really close rounds here, but they actually have a fairly decisive scoreline at this point. 4 rounds ahead of GODSENT. If you're GODSENT, you're starting to maybe not necessarily get frustrated, but you're starting to think, oh man, they're actually kind of pulling away at this point.
It's like we're getting the bomb
Yeah,
down, guys.
and
Just
GODSENT
calm.
also had. Yeah, and GODSENT also had like the economy advantage leading into that anti-eco that they threw away. So this is going to be definitely a testing mentally game here moving forward.
A mental test.
Double up from
Precisely.
NIP. This map is actually kind of difficult to double up. Well, actually, no. It's easy to hold the site, but it's ridiculously hard to retake sites with it. So, Plops gets taken out, spammed by Stiko.
Yeah, very nice.
It's a perfect jiggle at mid. Bates.
Little B default action going on here, and Stiko's creeping up.
All the pressure this applies forces Nork to kind of replace that position that was lost from that kill from Stiko. It's going over the top, flashback caught out in the open. Wasn't expecting an execute to come through at that timing, and he would get fully exposed. And there's a lot of money in the hands of the remaining NIP players, and they don't have anything in the bank, so this is a save. This is, 100% a save. Well played by GODSENT. You're kind of mixing things up. That they had been pressuring A lot in the first five rounds, I'd say. And they played that slower default, and Stiko, credit to him to get that initial lurk kill, and then knowing how far to push up before getting support from his teammates.
Yeah, that flash enabled him beautifully to get onto the bomb site, taking out Knock. And GODSENT, it feels like some of these rounds have escaped them, but not because of their game plan. It's mostly some later round decisions, with the exception of the anti-eco, which may have been a little ill-advised in terms of the approach. But in terms of gun rounds, they've actually looked really good at getting onto these sites, taking that control away, taking that A-ramp space. It's just how they've been finishing has left something to be desired, and that round takes the guesswork out of it. They find those 2 opening picks, and there's, at that point, no real hope for an NIP retake. So I think as long as GODSENT stick to their plan for most of these site hits, they'll do just fine in this half. We'll see, though.
Yeah, NIP will look to buy around what they had saved.
Where's that going? Where's the smoke going?
Over there. Sidewalk. Oh, Happus getting up close and personal. Oh, there's one and a second one as well. They can't deny him very quickly. The smokes really playing very well in the favor of Hampus and GODSENT. Before they could really unleash this attack and create the pressure they wanted, Hampus took down 2 of them. So it really slows the round down for GODSENT, and they're going to have to re-strategize this one. At least they did get a kill onto Hampus, which certainly will spread the defense slightly thin, but we can see, obviously, Nork is walking around, clearing spots, trying to figure out exactly what the T's are doing here. He's going to be cautious, though. They could still rotate into him, and that might be exactly what's happening, but he's taking some very, I suppose, unpredictable positions and angles. You don't necessarily expect someone to be holding this with a deagle, no less. But, maybe your dude Farley's looking like he's pre-aiming us and ready for a peek. Oh! Nork is very quick, though, and he gets a second headshot to boot. The AWP is collected, leaving just Zen by himself. And at this point, it's just, can I get some kills? Can I get some damage? That's really the only objective that Zen could possibly be hoping for at this point.
What's the loss bonus on GODSENT right now? Like 3 or 4 rounds?
What's the what, sorry?
I think...
What's the loss bonus?
Oh, loss
like
bonus.
3 or 3?
Okay, so... yeah, they just won the last round.
3. Okay, so they could probably buy again here.
Yeah, they can buy next round for sure. So not too
Crystal's on low money, so Zane could keep his AK, and then Crystal's probably gonna be on a Deeg or something. P250 util.
P250.
Best value in the game for gun. Pound for pound, the best gun in the game.
I don't know, man. I think the MP9...
I feel like Nip's offers are really strong. Like Knock is really good decision making, and Twist is super talented. So once they get this double op up, it gets rough.
It's a nice smoke that you see a lot of CTs will toss. Team Liquid will do that almost every round as well on their CT side. pretty much. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's definitely very useful. Denies that information from the ramp. In fact, nearly every team that plays Vertigo needs to.
They have to have it.
You need to throw it. Oh wow, this approach from GODSENT is being picked apart though by NIP, and good smoke there on Crystal's Molly will once again deny him so much information. There's still a single smoke in play for Farlig. We'll probably see that land right side E-box if they do attempt a B approach, but man, NIP, they just seem so ready for this at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take nothing short of just some incredible, outstanding individual performances to make this remotely doable, but NIP using their utility very effectively to really make this as difficult as possible for GODSENT, and the rotations coming through as well. You can see the flank and as well as the site itself being reinforced. And at this point, it's going to be very, very difficult. Rez able to spray down Farlig, leaving Madden left alive. And again, at this point, you're looking for a kill or two if you possibly can find it, just to keep the money honest of your opponents. But yeah, GODSENT not really finding the consistent opening that they want right now.
Yeah, and NIP is finding the holes in the pockets. That's one thing about this map is you can't let the CTs fast push from behind, and so in the last couple rounds I've seen NIP was able to really just get right behind GODSENT and their attacks. So maybe they need to have a more of a lurker kind of keeping them honest, or maybe speed things up just a little bit, depending on what you prefer.
Oh, they missed the boost. They missed the run boost. Stico falls to his death. Looked like it was a save more or less for him anyways, but that is... You don't like to see that. GODSENT having really some difficulty starting off these rounds. As you mentioned, Dan, it's just the lack of consistency in these openings, and Hampus will take down 1, 2. Farlig does find the trade, but just 2 players left already on the GODSENT side. 1 to Suicide, and the rest to the bullets of Rez, and seemingly Hampus. We'll see who's able to find the final kill, though. Farlig just working with that P250. Would love some damage. Help keep that NIP economy honest. And the NIP economy isn't actually as out of control as I may have expected from an 8-3 scoreline. They have been taking casualties here and there, but you would love to just whittle them down kill by kill nonetheless. Looks like there will be a player holding his angle in Rez, and that will do it. 4 alive for NIP.
Nice. And this is the thing with NIP, and something worth remembering. And I can see why the approach with NIP would be about fundamentals, because just like James said, they have, as far as like the skill is concerned, they have basically every option afforded to them, because they have incredible AWPers, really strong riflers, people that can make good decisions in any part of the round, and that's spread out really nicely across the entire team. So if you have a team like that, and you just play the fundamentals really well, you shouldn't have to do anything special to beat the vast majority of teams. And I'm going to hold that thought, because you have a fast push up A ramp. Rez is so blind.
Wow.
You get taken down from the back, so incredible flashes, but the nade work is actually going to do a lot of damage to 2 players from GODSENT, so they are taking some amount of hits as they make their way into position to assault the A site, but they don't have to commit into this. They forced a response, they forced a lot of nades, but they are pushing up forwards here, so they looks like they do want to get that bomb planted, although it is on the ground at the moment. Someone does need to collect that if they truly want to get a plant with the aid of the smokes that are down, at least. And we'll take down Twist. Hampus is kind of stuck here in the corner. This is not the best spot to be in, especially if a Molotov is, if there's a lineup available. But there is no actually, there's one molly left on Zen. He's on the flank there. This is awkward for NIP.
What's going on with Plopsky and Zen? They're just chilling with each other. They must mutually know each other are there. Like, what?
That was so patient. I think Plopsky was waiting for the bomb to be planted before moving.
Uh,
But it's really smart because they were both just waiting there
Wow.
for so long.
Yeah.
Like, he imagines one just actually moves and then gets shot from behind. Like, I was waiting there for so long.
Yeah. It was pretty comical on the flank, just how long and patient both of those players were. But GODSENT are able to get their 4th round, and this sets them up pretty nicely. If they are able to string 2 together here, that will perhaps find them a 5th and a 6th round as well, because the money for NIP is very low.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to wipe them out, force that eco. Rez actually takes a chunk of damage there as he falls back from the A ramp, so a failed pick attempt. But to provide some presence and slow down the GODSENT players, keep them honest, make sure they can't take fast position towards the A ramp. And now he holds the sidewalk. Perfect gun for the job. This is something that we talked about earlier. You can pressure these players away, at least deny that vision on A. That's a beautiful kill. That's so important. That actually causes so many problems here for NIP.
Yeah, and it looks like GODSENT aren't even interested in this A site. They're just leaving Modern here to pressure lurk. And the full hit is actually going towards that opposite bomb site. Twist may be able to meet Modern and stop this lurker from being such a thorn in their side, but regardless... Oh, wow. Another kill for Modern, actually. This may actually cause GODSENT to rotate on back, and it looks like that is the case. They threw a nade fake towards that B site, but with those 2 kills, they know there's a big opening here. We'll let nade connect.
Ooh.
Oh, Rez,
Oh.
blind shot. And if NIP are able to pull this one back, GODSENT are going to be really mentally hurting.
It feels like that would just kind of crush the half. I completely agree. This one has to go to GODSENT for them and to stay in this one. And we've got Rez there. So like it feels like he's dangerous, even though he can't see anything, which is definitely a credit to just how good Rez is as a player. Rez, I think, largely, especially when he really came up into the scene at the top level, was largely regarded to be mechanically the best player in Sweden, actually. Especially as an up-and-coming youngster, that was like very apparent. That was his talent. His main talent was just how insane his mechanics are, and you could really see how methodical he is. It's almost artistic in the sense that everything is so incredibly refined. Every pre-aim, every peek, the way that every piece of every crosshair placement, his anticipation, the way that he sets himself up and thinks ahead. All of these things are extremely methodical, and it's a joy to watch that.
You want to know who's methodical? James IRL. He's
Oh, yeah?
methodical.
Can you confirm, James?
back now.
He's back. I think he lagged out.
His connection.
Aha.
His face was frozen on the TV. Thought he was just in shock, but he just lagged out.
All right. Last round of the half. GODSENT with an excellent buy for themselves here. A lot of utility to work with. And the double op save from the previous round from NIP has to do work. Because there's a Deagle on Hampus and an MP9 on Twist. Both of those guns quite lethal in their own right. But it'll really be up to these ops to find some opening picks, because retaking either bomb site with those in hand will be such a tall order for this NIP side. And it looks like we might just see the full eggs that come out from GODSENT here. They are all positioned at this ramp right now. See what they have in store for us and how NIP would like to counter.
That was an interesting Molotov by GODSENT.
Oof.
It's thrown at your own teammates' feet. Why not?
Hampus flash forwards, looking for the frag. Oh, Stiko barely finds the bullets to take down Hampus before going down himself. He's so weak. But what a critical kill to find. Twist on that flank, looking to make something happen. You've got to be really careful with how you make those plays. And Plopsky with the double there, finishing off the weakened players. Madden as well can't hold on. And the NIP with a very strong finish to the first half. That's 10-5 for them. We'll have to see if GODSENT can right the ship after the break.
And
Here we
we're
go.
Back.
Let's go. Let's do it. GODSENT, you're saying, Alex? I know you said something, actually. I don't remember what it was. But you said something. You said a thing.
I said a few things this game thus far.
Yeah.
One of which is that GODSENT, they gave themselves a lot of great looks in that first half, just weren't able to close some of those rounds out.
That was the thing you said. That I was referring to.
NIP doing a great job on those bomb sites, in those post plants, to stop GODSENT from gaining any momentum to start the game, and kind of stealing some rounds away, as a matter of fact.
The only thing that really feels very regrettable for GODSENT is that anti-eco situation.
Yes,
that feels like that really hurt very
Yes.
badly. We might be looking at a 7-8 otherwise.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I noticed in NIP's teamwork is like they're always wanting to work with each other. And it just pops out a bit more with this team than most other teams. Like, I want to be with you as I peek.
Oh, wow. Oh, Twist, the butcher. Just spreading that meat all over the place. Oh, Stiko doing one better maybe with that double off the USP, and that's a heroic play. Crystal finds the back of Nork, and that leaves just one left standing. Plopsky, he's good for the task as he finishes off Crystal. Makes it look easy, doesn't break a sweat, full HP, and LIP win that critical pistol.
Such a crazy double entry from Twist there at mid. He was just rapid firing that Glock, making it look like a submachine gun, and connects so well. That was not the start that GODSENT wanted, but they'll force back into this round. 4 Deagles and a scout on Farlig. We'll see if Farlig is able to tag some of these NIP players down and enable the rest of his team, but as soon as I say that, Zane taken down by Plopsky very quickly. That is a huge opening.
Do you guys... Actually, I have to hold the thought for a second. See if there is something that GODSENT can actually find here. That's a beautiful deagle shot. So there you go. That's the start of something. Is that gun recoverable? Might try to press for it. Really wants it, but it is being protected. Good flashbang. And that's certainly going to be, well, actually maybe not recoverable because NIP is certainly turning their attention to this. They don't want to allow GODSENT to get these guns, but it's a 3v3 right now, and Stiko is lurking still at the top of those stairs. Nork trying to find a flank here. He needs to get something, some kind of an opening for NIP, and then maybe the chances are dwindling very rapidly. Nork here with this flank has been discovered, but he's really the only thing standing now for NIP in this round. GODSENT, it would be very fitting if they were to win a round like this, as they were on the receiving end of such a defeat in the first half. And Nork has announced his position. He's trying to get there, but he's got players underneath him. There's a second one. Does he realize that someone is directly below him? He's searching. He's going to drop, and Stiko finishes it off. A triple kill from Stiko. That is great teamwork and great individual performance to bring about this result.
That two-man game between Stiko and Crystal at B was excellent. The way Crystal was able to find the opening, Stiko pushes on forward, and then Crystal sets up Stiko with a perfect pop flash to take control of that space. That is so good from GODSENT, showing why this was their map pick. They had some hiccups on the first half, but maybe they can bring it and pull it together here in the second. Good molly damage towards middle. And that's an excellent nade as well. Crystal should find so much damage with it. It'll really weaken these players for Zen. But oh, entry coming out from Twist. Crystal is able to clean up a couple of those NIP members. And Nox still on the lurk towards middle. He might be able to find something. He does. This situation has actually gotten very interesting. And Nox pushes him on forward to bring it to a 1v2, but is eventually disposed of.
All right, it feels like, even though that was a little bit tumultuous, that there is a way back for GODSENT. That's kind of what I'm getting from this.
Starts with 1 round wins at a time, right? Chip away. Is that amusing to you, Marcus?
It is. That's like what the IGL says to like get everyone back into it. All right, guys, let's just play this one.
It's true. I did IGL.
You're such a natural leader.
I mean, sometimes I think so, but then I'm in the game and I don't know what to do, and then it just happens, you know?
A stat to note is that NIP's CT side on this map is roughly 10% better than their T side. They actually have a fairly weak T side and a pretty alright CT, so this could happen.
But as well,
Yeah.
for GODSENT.
Yeah.
Oh!
Wow. That
It's like, what?
Kind of sucks,
I
doesn't
just
it?
smoked him, man.
That sucks.
How'd you see me? Online.
I don't know if online netcode allows you to
So
see
tired of
people.
hearing that.
It helps.
Is that how you play online, Eric?
I don't hit people like that through smokes. I'm usually one getting shot at through smokes, you know? Just kidding, I do both. It's like 50-50.
I thought you were about to pose yourself as a martyr, and I was about to bring that down real.
Listen, I'm a level head, man. I know this.
CK trying to slow down this push, and GODSENT will wipe it out. Only losing a single player, that's actually a great result. It's something that I think both teams can be happy with. And the gap gets, well, closer and closer, I suppose. Well, more and more. What is the gap? What's happening with the gap?
Gap closer.
Gap. I'm struggling to find the words.
Yeah.
I know it's like kind of my job, but sometimes I'm just like, I just don't know what
The
I'm
gap
saying anymore.
gets is a hard.
Smaller.
It's hard to.
Smaller.
Yeah, smaller.
There we go.
Yes.
Snailing.
Why was that so hard?
Snailing.
Gap gets smaller. Closer. What am I doing with my life?
Well, nice nade there from Seiko to tag Hampus down. Oh, he might have an opportunity to find a kill here. If he's able to play around the smoke well enough. Seems like he has some inkling of a feeling that there has been a player that has made it into yellow. Oh, he does. All right, turning around. Seiko. Oh, and a kill through the smoke on top of that. Nice opening here for GODSENT. They really are making this happen.
Indeed, it's definitely happening. It's happening really hard right now. The hard 10.
Hard
As Eric
time.
would say. It's really happening. GODSENT in a great position. They can just play extremely passively from this point forwards. They've already got a significant man advantage. They've got the utility advantage. It's really just a case of NIP forcing the issue and GODSENT responding with superior numbers. And in goes Brez looking for that entry. That's a stunning entry. My God, Brez is so good, but it just won't be enough, I don't think, here. Popsky's struggling to try to find something, but he's thrown off the edge of the building in
That's epic,
dramatic
dude.
fashion. And there we go. So 9-11 now. A couple rounds away from tying things up. GODSENT, they're picking up the pace. They're getting that momentum, the confidence. It's all happening for them right now.
So if I was NIP, I'd probably back away from the default at the moment and maybe just try to overwhelm his ace height with 4 or 5 people just to get some kills, to get the GODSENT a little more uncomfortable.
That's close. So close on the nade. Damage is good. Varnick holds on. He's holding on. Pretty clean here so far, mostly. Just Deco that's falling.
Oh.
Never mind. Oh, never mind! Popsky! Oh, that is painful. And all of a sudden, a 1 versus 2. He does not have any Kevlar, though. And he has... it's going to be difficult to find a way to plant. In a 1v2... Oh, my God.
Oh,
Popsky,
man.
you are mad. You're an absolute madman. He's done so much damage. That is something... NIP needed a moment like that. Even though they didn't win the round. That's huge.
Yeah, that kind of puts the CTs in like, oh wait, we can't just do everything that we wanted to do. It actually puts a lot of fear in the opponents, because I'm sure GODSENT would be a little bit more hesitant.
Their money is just that really devastated their money.
Yeah, they were really healthy before that. Maybe put the fear of God in them. Dare I say.
Or Satan, depends on who you believe in.
If NIP win this gun round, they can, because of that Plopsky rounds, they effectively put GODSENT on a bad buy / a save round, a half buy. If NIP are to win this round, so Plopsky's just set NIP up to take control of the game with those Deagle kills. So those are incredibly important. But NIP have to finish off the job and find a way to open up this round with advantage. That's a great HE. That's just stunning stuff there from GODSENT, finding that damage.
Yeah, this is a different look for NIP, and it's not working out for them just yet. Seiko takes down Knock, and that tag player earlier in Hampus is still around, but as soon as I say that, Seiko finds him. Looks like it'll be a full B-exec coming out from NIP with the remaining 3 players, but a great crossfire here between Crystal and company will leave just Plopsky and Twist. There is no ground for them to work with right now. Flash forward actually enables Seiko. Man, Crystal is on point with these support flashes for Seiko. That little 2-man game between them has been excellent thus far.
It really has. I've been really enjoying just like the confidence that they have in each other. It's a good kill from Twist again. Keep the economy honest at the very worst case scenario. A couple kills would help to do that. So goes to the transfer there.
Yeah.
There is a world where that third kill comes through, but not today. 3 players surviving for GODSENT, so that's okay. And for NIP, it's also okay.
Yo, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
All right, cool. Yeah, it looks like I missed some exciting rounds. 0-0 played a 5 at this point, huh?
Yeah, GODSENT, they're having a lot of good CT setups where they're nading, they're flashing each other, they're getting picks, they're falling back, they're regrouping, reassessing the situation. I mean, it's probably why they picked this map. They look like they've done their homework, came up with some good ideas.
Yeah, CT side on this map is really hard too. So the fact that they're gaining ground on that side says a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not to counterpoint that too hard, James. I think in the when this iteration of Vertigo first came out, it was actually pretty heavily T-sided, and then within a month, it just swung to CT side. I don't know what was discovered in particular that made that happen, but it's become surprisingly CT-sided. I thought the opening of the mid window would have kept it T-sided, but somehow CTs have figured it out in a big way.
Well, NIP are in a weird predicament here. They have 1 smoke left at this point. That's not really enough. So that's going to necessitate some perhaps over-performances from the individuals to try to make up for or mitigate that lack of utility. And given that there's so much counter-utility from GODSENT, if GODSENT are able to really just play tight on these defensive setups and just use their utility, they should be able to have the advantages to get the kills. And they have enough players here as well to respond to this push, so this is... I can't really set it up any other way. GODSENT are pretty favored in this one. There is a trade there. And GODSENT must be careful, but Seiko's really happy to take these duels. He will pick off 1. Oh, that's another great shot there from Seiko. Oh my god, Seiko is just absolutely on fire here. Oh my goodness. I thought they were going to play more passively with their utility, but they're just happy to take the aim battles. And it works out, so 24 kills for Seiko now. He's really putting in that star performance.
Yeah, man, he's been hitting his shots.
I have to do like a follow-up podcast with him again.
From support to star, the Seiko story.
Exactly. I think that was actually like something like the title of the first one I did with him, actually. It's definitely a journey that I think people can learn a lot from. Much faster opening from NIP here, and challenging the initial B defense. It does actually take Crystal out of the picture, and as you had rightly pointed out, Crystal will be key. Oh, that was nearly 2 for Madden. Maiden will fall though just after 1, so a good advantage going into the mid round here for NIP. A much needed frag there, and catching a lurk from Nork in mid. And now Seiko goes aggressive. He knows he's got to get some information here, and he might just catch Rez out of position. Oh, sorry, it was Twist in fact. Rez is on the B side of the map. What a great response from GODSENT. They were actually behind, but they made these really heads-up forward plays to adjust immediately.
Yeah, you can see how much GODSENT has fleshed out their game on this map. Having those kinds of responses is huge, something that usually takes much experience, but they have shown great resolve in this round. Can they close it out is the question. Rez doesn't want to let that happen. He's in a 1v2 situation, and GODSENT are respecting him. They're giving him this space right now. He could go for a bomb plant at the very least. Looks like he'll just throw that Molotov to ensure that he has a little bit more space and time. But he's worried about that smoke grenade on the bomb site. He's not sure if actually anyone is positioned in it. And oh, he tries to go for the tap with the molly still up, and that will cue GODSENT to begin their push, and they take him down. 13-11, GODSENT advantaged.
Yeah, I was actually really excited to see how Rez did that situation with that molly. Took like half of his health off in 1 tick. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Don't stand fire.
Yeah, it was cool to see like him sort of trying to weigh up the options. Like, do I try to gamble the plant, and then if I get that plant, they're so close. Do I actually have time to reposition off the plant? I think he was probably thinking, no, I don't. So it's really cool to see all the cogs turning as the players kind of weigh up those options. Rez is such a steady pair of hands too. It's like you can't really. I've never seen a play from Rez where I'm like, oh, that was clearly like just a stupid play. I've never seen that from Rez. He's very calculated. And GODSENT, they're 13-11. How many rounds in a row have they won? They have not looked back since I think they've won at least, I want to say 5 or 6 rounds in a row, something like that.
They've only dropped 1 on this entire half. That is really impressive stuff from them.
Especially considering how badly the first half went for them, how much more they could have gotten from it. And how well NIP are actually playing in many respects too. So we really have a match on our hands. Finally will be spotted in terms of at least hear the audibles of the scoping. And Farlig doesn't take any damage really. Gets to fall back in time, but his presence, the threat is greater than the action and all that. They will be wary of an AWP now in some of these positions, especially sidewalk.
Oh, look at that smoke. Look at this play from GODSENT. This is so cool. The way they smoke the top of the sandbags, enabling Stiko with a flashbang as well. This is so nice from GODSENT. Stiko able to pick up 2, almost 3 kills, but a quick response from Hampus and Knock actually. It makes it a 3-on-3 situation. And now the A bomb site is quite exposed. Modern, he's here on the flank though. Can he find something is the question. No, Knock is ready for it. And as soon as this tap comes out, Zen will throw that Molotov out, but is unable to find anything. In fact, it's Rez that gets him through the smoke, and it just leaves Crystal in the 1v3 situation, playing behind default right now, and Rez takes his head right off. What a decisive shot from Rez.
Yeah, I like that little move by GODSENT. As you said, they tossed the smoke on top of that sandbag and then tossed a flashbang for Stiko. He ended up getting 2 nice kills, but unfortunately, NIP still came out with a round win. Nice recovery from NIP.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's when you see stuff like that, you can tell that a team is really doing the extra work, because that's one of those things where it's like that's a team sat down and they really thought about, okay, what solutions do we have to actually, like, if we think they're setting up for something on A, how can we throw like an off timing aggression that would actually make sense with, you know, just a couple nades. And as you say, like that's them trying to find that super sick timing. And Stiko did get 2 kills. And the other thing about that is stuff like that enables the lurk, because although it didn't work out, lurks work when the team that the lurk is facing against has less players than is necessary to really do all the jobs they need to do. So you've got to get action like that. So it's definitely bodes well. Although it didn't work out here, NIP do close the distance, 12-13, as they take down Crystal, who has been extremely important in his support. And it's going to be tough to hold this B site right now. They are just walking in, edging their way forwards. Farlig with the QQ, and oh no, that little tick. Oh. That little tick is going to cost him his life.
Yeah, it looks like it'll cost GODSENT the round. It doesn't look like they're in position to retake this. I'd be surprised if they do attempt it. Their money is not looking too hot. Definitely should be a save call coming out from them. It looks like that is what they opt for. Man, that little timing from Farlig.
Yeah.
The quick switch really came back to bite him there.
It's so heartbreaking when you see stuff like that happen, because it feels so unnecessary for players to ever be doing that. But it is like this psychological kind of tick that some players have. And, you know, for whatever reason, it's just like one of those things that kind of refreshes your focus a little bit for certain people. I don't really have an experience with that problem in particular. I think I did in like Source or something like that. Like, I remember like doing that like many years ago, because I was like young. I was like, oh, this is really cool. This looks cool.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, oh, this is old hat for me now. So
this sounds good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just satisfying.
My ears feel good when I do this.
So really, it's Valve should make it sound awful to discourage people. It's really their fault.
Yeah, their sounds are too nice in this game. Just pulling out that M4, it's like
it's nice. Gratifying.
Yeah.
Mid aggression from GODSENT. So they are mixing things up a little bit. How far will they take this? Man, this is neck and neck at this point. It really looked like GODSENT were going to run away with it. Very quiet on the map. tentative approach from both teams. That initial Molotov to be really the only sound for quite some time. Now the pressure onto the A ramp will come into play as NIP make it known that they are taking over that position. And here is a continuation of whatever what we were looking at in that early round situation with the mid play. So the flank begins for GODSENT as NIP move forwards.
Oh, this lurk from Plopsky should get shut down. There's a crossfire on this B bomb site, unless he hits a crazy timing here. And that could open up the round, though. Okay, at this point, he is able to find Crystal. That player at quad. Oh, what? Plopsky takes out both on the bomb site. And NIP now have a new in on the round, but there on the flank is Modern. He's able to find one in return. But still, NIP have full control of this area, and Plopsky's just doing it all by himself. This was an excellent lurk from him. NIP will bring the bomb towards A. They have Stico to deal with. He's able to get one, but it's not enough. It's all onto Modern now, and he's at that Ivy position, looking to bring this one back, but it looks like they're aware of it. Twist already holding the angle. What a round from Plopsky, just breaking open that GODSENT defense single-handedly.
Yeah, like you say, like that first duel against the MP9, he was covered for the trade fragger.
By the default boxes,
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was... It almost looked like there was a way back in it as well. Like Maiden had the bomb was rotating to the B bomb site, and if for whatever reason it was the first player Maiden maybe could find a way to win that round for his team. But now NIP are in a map winning position. They should be able to capitalize against this eco unless something untoward happens, and then they're going to be on 15 rounds, and GODSENT will have to really fight tooth and nail to bring this one back. It would require an overtime, of course, at that point. Which I think an overtime would be obviously... I think it would be quite favorable for them in some respects, but we'll talk about that if we actually get there or not. NIP are trying not to put any foot wrong in a round like this. You cannot afford to lose against pistols. You've worked hard to have an advantage. You've worked hard to be up against a round like this, and you've just broken their economy. So now it's time to convert.
Yeah, and there's no more utility on the GODSENT side. It'll be up to the pistols of these players. Zane is quick on the flank. This may play an important role in this round, but Twist will start things off with a pick on the bomb site. Zen on the flank is able to take down Hampus. So the numbers are being thinned by NIP, and there's only 25 seconds that remain, but looks like they're still doing a great job. 1-for-1 trade onto the site, and it's just Crystal and Zen that remain. A desperate push through the smoke from Crystal, and Twist is able to take care of that position from Zane. NIP with 2 map points.
Now the question is, what adjustment, if any, are we going to see from GODSENT? I feel like NIP have... I don't think like they've done anything particularly special. It's just...
Middle control with an op B. 2A, middle control with an op B. I think they should do.
Okay, let's see if James' prediction
Middle controller
comes true.
Just trying to repeat it.
It doesn't look like it. They're going for... Oh, interesting.
There's a lot of smoke plays going on the map at the moment.
Well, Maiden's actually found a way around this smoke. This could be round changing. They will not anticipate this.
Wow, this is huge.
But he needs time to work with. They have to hold on to the B side for at least a few more seconds. Otherwise, Maiden's not going to really have much to do here. They have to hold on. They just need to hold on. Stico there with the AWP could be that force that they need. There we go. There is the flank. He gets 2, and now it's just 1. It's Hampus. He's left alive. There's lots of time on the clock for him to work with as he tries to figure out the best way to play this 1v2. He's able to just reset the situation, swaps out for the AK. He can represent that in this time he has, that he can walk all the way back to the other side. But he's going to walk straight through onto the crosshair of Stico, and that's 14-15. GODSENT, by the slimmest of margins, finds
I feel like
something.
NIP got a little bit of like ahead of themselves there. Like the first guy in was pretty far ahead of the other was, so it's like untradeable.
Yeah.
Tough round.
And NIP...
So that they wanted to end the game too quickly.
Yeah, and NP got a little unlucky there. Or I'd say a great play by GODSENT to push that mid smoke. I mean, that's risky. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
the
huge.
riskiest thing that you can do on this map, and he does it. And there's no one from NIP to catch that flank. And they end up just stacking B in the long run.
And it seems like that having that AWP on Stico is going to be really valuable as well, especially with some of the ways that NIP have opened up the rounds. If you put the AWP in the right place, might deny that. Oh my, though. Speaking of which,
what?
Twist is able to get behind them. He's going to throw a nade. That's going to give them sound cues. They're going to start to work this out.
Oh.
And Twist had no idea. And NIP are down 2 players. They managed to trade onto Crystal. And Hampus really isn't stopping there. He takes down Zen as well, opening up the B bomb side. It is open for business here as far as NIP are concerned as they throw out the nades, but they've got to get the bomb across as well. And it's all about buying time, and Plopsky is just precise as you like. And that will swing things in the favor of GODSENT. Sorry, NIP. GODSENT definitely not on a good end of things here, but there could be a good creep here from Maiden. Once again, he's so sneaky with how he plays these angles, and now it's down to Nook. Again, lots of time, but 2 players to work against, and it looks like Maiden is going to continue to cause problems. What a performance from him, and that is the overtime. GODSENT, they managed to work their way back.
That's impressive.
Yeah. That was a great half from GODSENT. Felt like the success from NIP came at an individual level, whereas GODSENT's was at the team and just the structure. And we'll see. In OT, you never know what you're going to get. Is it the prep work, or is it the individuals popping off? Because that's what it seems like it's a battle of right now. Good nades down onto Rez already, tagging him low. And this A ramp control seems to be going in favor of GODSENT. So much damage being inflicted already. And now there is a lot of utility. This is not a look that GODSENT has had for quite a while now, where every player has great guns and great utility. And it'll pay off. Zen is able to take down Rez. That early damage being huge in regards to his success. And Crystal's there to cover the fallback as well. This is great team play from GODSENT.
And one thing we have to remember as well is that the first half from them, when they were on the T side, we actually felt like they should have had a better half, but there was a few close clutch situations that went NIP's way and a lost anti-eco, these kinds of things. I felt like we would normally see more rounds from them. So there's a lot of... The fact that NIP did not close that out in regulation, I think certainly does not bode well for them. Not to say that in any sense that they are, to count them out, but I definitely feel like GODSENT is an intimidating presence in this overtime for NIP to deal with. And speaking of which, NIP are going to be creeping onto this A bomb side, but it is going to be difficult here. Stico, the one, the only, able to take down Hampus. And now there's really nothing left for NIP except Nook. It's a nice kill, but there's not a lot left to work with. But perhaps he doesn't need much to work with. He's got an AK. Never mind, he's dead. 16-15, GODSENT pick up the first round of overtime.
If you're NIP, I wonder what the game plan is for this on point out, because you're losing to a lot of these CT micro pushes or micro peaks that are just tearing you apart in every way in a lot of these rounds. So I'm thinking, does NIP have to slow it down? Do they have to do more of a defaulty kind of setup? Because it just seems like GODSENT is getting way too much info, and they're just playing accordingly with all that info that they get.
I think it comes down to having like a plan. Like whoever it is, you should always have a plan where you're going to stimulate action, so you can kind of predict how they're going to respond to your stimulated action. And I think that GODSENT has a little bit more of that, whereas NIP are playing on the heels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So just over a minute left, and Crystal will have to give up his forward position. Stico, as ever, is fragging out towards that A side. Takes down Hampus, who's lurking and looking to apply pressure at A. So that proactiveness from Stico is going to allow GODSENT to more quickly understand what's happening as the lurk play has been destroyed. And NIP's cards have been revealed. They are going for that B play, and...
Oh! Wow.
Ow.
Oh, Nate! There we go! Dog will finally pick up a frag out of that utility, and the frags keep raining in here for NIP. Zen, Stiko, Rez, everybody lighting it up on the scoreboard, but it's going to be Stiko to have the last say.
Wow.
What? How do you follow that? That's ridiculous. It's like the FFA deathmatch.
Yeah.
Stereo frags.
That's the line. Yeah. NIP just kind of brute forcing their way onto that site, all things considered. They had a couple flashes, but they were missing some of the essential smokes that are usually in place to try to assist a B scaling, and that lack of a right side E-box one just gives GODSENT too many angles to work with, and it really feels like in these brawly situations, NIP is doing a great job, in fact, probably overperforming, but GODSENT just have a little bit too much to work with, and they seemingly have all of the information when these rounds count down past a minute.
That's a good point about the E-box smoke. I really haven't even seen NMP toss an E-box smoke in that B bomb site when they take B. It's usually just a couple flashes from Molotovs and just run and gun.
Stiko on the sandbags. Looking to run shenanigans. This is scary, actually.
Oh, the refresh.
Yeah, that's an annoying situation because you can't molly it there then, and knowing that. Oh, Stiko. Oh, okay.
And he's gone.
Oh, Farlig busts out the Deagle to find two though, bringing it back here. And Modern and Zen are in great positions to actually defend this bomb site still. Looks like they'll be connecting with an interesting crossfire across the site and that backhaul position. Oh, perfect spam from Zen's able to take down one. That enables Modern to find his own, and it leaves just Rez in the 1v2. He'll have to force the plant while these smokes are still up. But Crystal try to find him, pushes through the smoke, is actually Zane. And 3 rounds straight for GODSENT there. They just need 1 on this T side of overtime.
Yeah, it feels like they are really good for it. It's a weird feeling in the sense that it's a super close game, and even the NIP have had a lot of success in this match. But for some reason, it just feels like GODSENT have just more edges in more places that kind of tip things in their favor. And I think we're kind of seeing that there, that level of comfort. Seiko on 35 kills, he is really fragging out as well, like very reliable. And I'm liking the team play as well that we're seeing from GODSENT in general. It seems like they have a lot of responses to take initiative, which is really good because there's a lot of responses you can have in a reactive sense, but on the CT side, which is inherently reactive, to also have a lot of initiative-taking plays that you can bust out to deal with common scenarios, like we saw with that smoke on A ramp and a flash for Stiko to catch out the other. Like that's the stuff. That's where the money is made in matchups like this.
Getting that first kill or an equalizing kill in a gun round is massive.
NIP must be sweating at this point. They have to win 3 in a row simply to force a second overtime. And GODSENT, any one round is all they need to lose to the next map with a victory here on Vertigo. Maiden. Oh, he's so good, isn't he? He's actually so mad. Like, in this game, he's pulled out some really awesome maneuvers that have been very annoying for NIP, and that's just one more to add to the list. Oh, who just moved down the scaffolding? Who's the sneaky... Hampus, you sneaky boy!
Wow. That is crazy timing.
Did he communicate that Modern went past?
I don't know.
This is a problem for both teams right now. But I don't know who it's more problematic for. I guess time's going to tell. Oh, Hampus. Oh, what? Oh. Farlig, please. And also, Maiden goes down, so never mind.
Both alerts die.
Sneaky boy. Only 4%.
Yeah, neither of them get it. Just, I think it's a meter of success. And Twist, desperation play through the smoke there, tries to find a timing. Crystal was actually blinded by Twist's flash, but it's not good. But oh, Plopsky through the smoke, evens the numbers, and that delays the plant. And now, Crystal fake taps it. That will alert them to Plopsky's position as he jumps through the smoke, and it's just a 1v1 situation. Seiko has such low HP. Has to be the instant headshot. Will he find it?
Oh.
Plopsky tagged down low. It's just who is the first bullet? And Plopsky pulls it out there. NIP survive yet another round. Jesus.
That was so interesting because like Stiko had he knew he could abuse the right eye, left eye, and so when he actually started shooting, Plopsky was in like a lot of trouble. But then Stiko, I think, didn't want to keep spraying because if Plopsky swings at that point, Stiko doesn't have as much control. So then Stiko retracted from that angle. So that's like a really difficult one. He had the right idea. Wow, what a slimmest of margins. NIP, they are hanging on by their fingernails right now. Nork protecting the sidewalk, side alley, what have you. Hampus in T-spawn. What is this? What? There's so much crazy lurking in this game, it's brilliant. GODSENT in a lot of trouble here. Farlig, he may have just found an opening though, taking down the ever-dangerous Plopsky. He's taking forward ground here. Farlig looking to make a run here for his team. He's got to do something. He really has to find frags in a forward position there to make this doable. He doesn't. So Zen might be in an impossible scenario now. I think, yeah, they know exactly where he is. And there's one continuation spray. It's desperate. And it won't work out. One more round for NIP. One more round.
One more.
How much? What's the money? Oh, the money's not amazing. Can they get full buy here?
Farlig is
Farlig's
on
the
a
one.
deagle.
Okay, he's the one that's suffering. Yeah. Everyone else is
So
okay.
once this game's over, I wanted to say why I think it's T-sided, Alex. So
Okay.
what-
I'm open to the point. I've just been looking at stats. And
Ooh, the rush.
Oh, okay.
I like this.
Full out A play coming out from GODSENT early. They take a lot of nade damage early on though. And wow, that's excellent spam coming out from Rez as well. It looks like we might just see a double OT unless GODSENT can make something out of absolutely nothing right now. They are just hamstrung. And man, NIP, they're relentless with this utility right now. Modern, though, trying to make something happen. He's scaling so quickly onto the bomb site right now. I'm not sure if NIP are aware of his position, but it doesn't even matter. Twist takes him down through the smoke.
Over his shoulders. Crystal barely escapes there with his life, and it's up to Zen, and well, just Zen now as he tries to make his way forwards, but it's really, frankly, just too difficult. And indeed, the double overtime is in GODSENT. They started that off looking so fantastic, but they were not able to find the finish, and honestly, some of those rounds were so very close.
Yeah, having 3-0 and then not getting one round on the other side, it's got to be really detrimental.
I love that round where they had double lurks into the back lines of each team. This map is great.
It's fantastic.
It's improved a lot.
What are the main things people still complain about this map?
The Valve keep changing it all the time, maybe?
Yeah. That's the complaint now.
Like the lack of diversity towards mid defaulting. It's just kind of a flat surface for the most part, I think is the main complaint. Mid is still not as interactive as I think some people would like. Other than that, it's pretty cool at B and A though, now.
I feel like mid is like the key on T side, because you can like annoy them pretty like cheaply, and then it really opens things. So
You're ahead of the meta, James. You're ahead of the meta. Because it probably will eventually it'll eventually get to that point, most likely. You can figure that stuff out, or sees a team that has a large amount of success on it.
Rez will be flashed away from the A-ramp, but Hampus in the meantime is going to find a pick. So it looks like GODSENT are starting to have their struggles.
ooh,
T rounds
that's a hard shot.
seem very difficult to win, but maybe it keeps... Oh, Crystal. It's a good look there for a second kill, but Twist hangs on, and that's so important. That means that the T's cannot breach that B-bomb site, and instead they have to reconsider exactly what they want to do here. They've got a minute to play with, so there's plenty of time, but And well, and there's also plenty of holes in this defense. There's only 3 CTs left. And here you go. You get your mids, James. There you go. It's not exactly a mid default, but
Yeah,
looking to
this
use
is really exciting right here, hiding in a corner.
Extremely exciting. Here. In the middle, pops
wow,
your
that
bullet
was
down.
great. Just walk around the close edge of a box and give yourself no chance. That's exactly how it's done.
There we go. Let's try it again. So maybe it'll be better this time.
Farlig will go a little wider, surely.
You don't expect 2 people, right?
He has long hair. He wins this. Oh.
That's the story of mid sometimes, more or less. In fact, a lot of teams just sack mid at the beginning of the round. They play a 3-2 and then they A rotator a lot. I've been seeing that setup frequently. Because they just don't expect T's to run through mid and split B that quickly or run through it and do anything. It's just such a long hallway and it's so audible. We'll see if either team is able to use that mid position, though, to the James IRL fullest effect. Would like to see it, though.
Not the turn.
Would like to see it.
These T rounds are hard to come by, it would appear, in overtime. For both teams. It's a great nade.
So is Modern going to be clipping through the yellow there if he backs up next to it and swivels?
I'm not sure.
I hope that's not in the game. I hope not.
We saw a bunch of spam kills last tournament.
That's true. Yeah.
Martin taking even more damage.
Look at this. There's just 3 people close to A site. This is like the slowest round I've seen this whole game.
Yeah, a minute left. GODSENT really trying to play with the pace. Oleg will join the effort towards A. Bomb is there now as well, so they are looking to go for this A hit. They've got 30 seconds left to go. Perhaps they're trying to drain the utility of NIP before they go for this side hit, but there is still smokes available, and they will be tossed. That's going to create problems here for GODSENT, but they will be able to spill out onto this A site here. Ooh, that's very fortunate for Farlig to be able to survive that spray down. Seiko able to take down Hampus as well, and the action continues. Plopsky has been so damn good here for NIP, and Nork as well, able to get a couple kills off the back of the AWP. Stiko now in desperation mode, trying to go for a plant. There's really no time. He has to have a hold from Crystal. Oh, Crystal keeps the plant alive, and there might just be a chance to turn this one around. Nork, last man standing with the orb, and there's the trade. Where's the trade at? Crystal makes it work. He switches to the Glock. That almost went very badly wrong, but GODSENT somehow win the round. Oh my god, the trust right there. You're planting that bomb. The 3 CTs charging at you. Oh my god.
God, my boy Crystal. I'll bring him to the front lines with me anytime.
Your boy Crystal. Oh wow.
Jeez. That's how
Kevin.
that's how the first T round is achieved in overtime here.
Yeah.
It's taken 2 OTs for 1 T round. But there we got it.
That was intense. So intense. Oh my god. I can't believe they won that. If that's the round that like makes
The
a
lurk
difference,
smoke to get up on the scaffolding.
it's earned. Ooh, the lurk not working out there for Maiden.
Seems like they send Modern a lot of these like individual like kill attempt sessions over at A. I've seen that a few times now. He must be pretty good at it, right, to allow them to do it in a match.
Yeah,
Because now it opens up room for these guys to get in mid, and they might get the ops scoped on one of the connector sides. So I see why they do it.
they can pause here as well if they want, actually. See if the CTs will try to make an info play into mid.
So my favorite would be to like smoke or off either the sides of mid and like get a guy into the smoke and then go back to that site on the back end and hit it. And the guy comes
There we go.
Wow. Yeah.
that works too.
Well, just the positioning win there. So,
Oh, what?
Farlig, come on! My goodness gracious me.
Oh, and look at the money for NIP now.
Wow.
If they lose this, which they probably will, they are not going to be working with much in the following round.
That's the first time we see so much emphasis in mid as well, and it may have just been chosen at the absolute perfect
that was
time.
last round of the half. I'm sorry.
It's going to be interesting because like you're right. Like they have a lot of trust in Madden clearly, and as you say, like the fact that he dies there, but again, they have to respect what he can do in that position, given what he has done, and that opened up mid. So if that's really truly the reason why, like how they set that up, he's to pull out to keep the CTs occupied so they can take mid for free. That may be one of the match-winning plays.
Yes, indeed. And now we have GODSENT pushing up to that B stairs. Trying to get away over here, but Plopsky,
He's so good.
he's too smart. He knows what you're doing. He's ready.
It always feels bad when Crystal goes down at the beginning of the round because I feel like he adds so much value to his teammates, especially. They are just lurking out everywhere.
Yeah, GODSENT's going a little quicker on the flanks, and then Pyjamas actually punishing GODSENT for it, sitting back and waiting.
Oh, Seiko here with the op. He has to get it done if his team wants a chance in this round. The smokes will come up to deny him this space. It'll actually be up to Zen. He's up close and personal. The spam's coming out, though. Can Zen find anything from this position? No, he'll just be spammed down. But Seiko, quick scope through the smoke, does take down Rez. Still a 4v2 situation, make it a 4v1. Seems like the smokes are just all going NIP's way in this round, and they are going to be able to tie this scoreline up.
And this round kind of goes to show like why GODSENT need to make plays like we saw where Stico got flashed out onto a ramp before the push comes in. Oh, hang on. Some nice damage from Folik. Is he actually on for this? He's got no HP, but they aren't in position necessarily, but he will get sprayed down, so he has to go for the kills somehow. So it's not going to work out for him, but at least he gets a couple kills in there.
I wonder if he could have. I mean, obviously they're spamming the wall, but he could have defused the bomb like the side of the box. I know it's probably too risky at that point, but just a thought. Just throwing it out there, see what sticks.
Stico's on 40.
Mm-hmm.
That is kill per round.
It's very nice.
So here we go again. Who is going to win this one? Again, I keep feeling like GODSENT is slightly favorite, but this just now reminds me of the Fnatic game that NIP played yesterday. It's neck and neck the whole way. Let's get that defaulting in res, checking for any forward plays. Oh, he just got some info there. Looked like he was trying to re-peek it. Some light pressure towards that B-bomb sites. Generally speaking though, NIP have not really put that much pressure on anywhere at all. So I believe this is the first time they're moving towards the A ramp. They're sticking together as a unit. All five together. Flash will attract the attention of one of the CTs. Farlig there with the orb, looking for the first one. Out there, untraded frag. That's the way to go. And maybe there's another one in store. As he looks for those shots, it's difficult. But Maiden will be able to make a frag happen. This is not a good look for NIP right now. They are struggling, but here comes the lurk. This could change everything. They don't expect North. He's going to annihilate two players, spraying them down. Farlig will trade it up. So a chance here though, as Zen takes down Plopsky. The trades keep continuing. Farlig's able to close it down.
Wow.
Can you just chime in and how? That was such a good lurk by Knock at first, but then just GODSENT just turn around and just win. So was that like a 2-on-4 or something like that?
2-on-3 on this after those knock kills, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like both GODSENT and NIP, like I'm adding GODSENT to the dark horse pick for this tournament now as well. Like they are, at least on Vertigo, and from what I've seen so far, they have some good dark horse potential.
Yeah, they have an interesting level of prep work to their game. And It's exciting to watch. And look at that. Stico playing so up close. Takes down Twist. Good opening pick here.
Did he find the AK? I think he's still looking for it.
Yeah, he's still hanging around here for...
He dropped his MP9.
Oh no! Stico outstaying his welcome as the smoke fades. And Hampus is able to trade it out.
Oh, that's so weird.
That's a huge mistake.
He threw his MP9 immediately and then couldn't find the AK. It's just like hanging out with his PT50. Still though, it's a 1-for-1, so... And the nades on... Ooh, the nades on GODSENT also suck. Okay, this is it for overtime. 3 for NIP, or for the win for GODSENT. 50 seconds to go. And we are back on the EA attacks here for NIP. They're closing in. There's a lot of GODSENT players here though. There's a trade. NIP getting the better of it though. Popsky is the juggernaut. Large and in charge on top of the site as the bomb goes down. Oh my god, Farlig's mad. He actually takes down Rez, giving Zen an opportunity in the 1v2. They are separated. The dink comes through, but the headshot is with Nork, and that's overtime 3. Let's go.
Wow, 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 wow.
Jeez. These two teams are so evenly matched.
Yeah, GODSENT looking really good on this map. Ninjas in Pyjamas not looking too bad either. But it really shows that, you know, this is GODSENT's map pick, and I mean, it looks like they know what they're doing.
They really do. And it looks like they're finding so many advantages for themselves in certain situations, and then NIP just find a way with seemingly mostly gun work and just good spacing and trading for the most part.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many like set pieces at all from NIP, like smoke flashes. And this is one of those maps where it's probably the easiest to do because there's no long ranges to get to the bomb site. You just turn a corner and look, hey, I'm at A.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm at B.
NIP have some of the basics of this map worked out, that's for sure. They have the left-right smokes behind that A default and the usual Molotov. But an aggressive play here from GODSENT will be stopped in its tracks by Twist. Nox still holding the angle. Okay, that smoke took a while to put out that molly, but it does go down. Modin now continuing to fight in this position as Stico finds a kill towards the A side of the map. And Zane, he wants to get aggressive in this smoke. This is so risky. Is it going to work out for him? It does! Catches Rez off guard, and all 3 of the NIP remaining players are right there around the corner. He manages to survive, though. And will he be able to escape? He does.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. NIP looking to find a way back into the round. They've got a minute to try to reset the situation and work out exactly what approach they want here. And it looks like they may be going back to the A side of the map. And with that forward position from Stico, he is well positioned to create some problems here. But who favors this angle more? It looks like Twist is ready for it. Stico not going to get the better of that. And looks like things even up here, or even go into NIP's favor, as they have a free bomb plant. Normally, as we have seen, that there's a lot of pressure on the T's as they get the bomb down, but here, looks like they're going to be able to fall off the site really easily, and that does not bode well for GODSENT's chances in this round. They will have to consider how much they want to invest here. Spam through the smoke, but so far to no avail. Maiden, he's got a good sense for this. This will take down Zendo. Popsky has the knife out. Oh, he's not close enough. Oh, that was a little bit close. Bit scary. Imagine if he would have stolen that round away. But indeed, it will be NIP with 22-21 as they pick up the first T rounds. And at this point, the playbooks all just go out the window, in the sense that everyone's done everything, and just things just get a little bit weird because you're not sure if you're not sure which plays are actually truly going to be successful moving forwards, because it may have been successful a couple times already, but now the other team's kind of adapted to the stuff that you've been doing, and it just gets strange.
It's like intra-match metagame.
Exactly. Yes, it's a good way to put it, actually. This is playing with the gap.
Oof.
Oh, doesn't get the better of that one. Oh, that needed to be a trade. That's a really key kill not found by GODSENT. And as that was going on, we get the walk into the B bomb sites coming from NIP. Crystal has an enormous degree of work to do, and he has very little space to play with, and he needs some teammates to play with as well. But currently he is alone. They know that he's here. How the hell does he deal with this one? Oh, he finds two somehow. That is insane that he gets two out of that. Steeko in the chaos, in the distraction, is able to pick up one as well. Nork does a lot of damage to put things back to favor for NIP, but here comes Farlig. He's looking for redemption. He missed one of those shots earlier. Can he find something cheeky here? The scope will not be helpful in this instance. And NIP are finally pulling away.
Look a little better on the T side, which might be what it takes to take out this map, but you have players like Crystal right here, just getting two incredible kills that they desperately needed to at least stay in the round and not overwhelm the bomb site.
Gotta have steady hands to hop up on the back of that railing with the smoke in front of you while you're getting shot at. Props to Crystal.
Yeah. It's really true. A lot of pressure in that situation. You're alone as well. You think you know that they know you're there. Look at the desperate buy from GODSENT. This is shaping up really well for NIP right now. Looking fantastic. The reloads!
Oh no.
Oh no, Twist. Oh, he whiffs the shot. The Deagle comes out. Uh-oh. Deagle needs to be reloaded, and out comes the. Oh! He just barely nails it with the no scope. And that was the one way that GODSENT could get into the round, and somehow they're unfortunate enough not to get the better of that one. The timing was insane. Twist like pulls off the angle. The reload comes in at the same time from Hampus. It's the perfect storm for GODSENT, but still maybe not enough.
Yeah, just these slim margins. It does feel like it's going NIP's way. Will they be able to find a clean 3-0 start in this third overtime, though? The question still remains. Still some good utility on the side of NIP. They can get onto this bomb site safely. What will the return, what will the response be from GODSENT? And NIP, they're being very systematic about their approach. The smokes are there. They're able to isolate these fights. Steeko makes a case for himself there in between all of the smokes, but is unable to find more than one, leaving just Crystal. He's able to find one. Oh, that volley will get him a second as well. It's down to a 1v1 situation now, and Crystal might just pull this off. He just needs one more shot to connect, and he does!
Wow.
What the hell is happening right now? That's insane. I am struggling to compute what I just witnessed. It's like you do all the calculations, you do all the math right there, and Crystal is never winning this round.
Gonna start off with a banging Molotov.
He just jumps up, casually finds a long-range kill, the MP9. The guy planting somehow gets absolutely wrecked by a Molotov.
He had no armor also. He just bought MP9 util.
Really? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's so insane. What is this? Okay, that's so important too. Super fast ramp from GODSENT. They're really switching up the pace here. Just rapidly scaling up on that A ramp position. Lots of utility being tossed. And they will gain control. Now they have a lot of options from this point forwards. They can reset back out into a default and leave one or two players here to lurk, and then come back later on, or they can just commit. Just wait a little bit, then commit. The only issue with that is that if you wait too long, it's much more likely that NIP will have a lurk in play. So that's one thing to consider if you're going to abandon presence elsewhere, which is why they're kind of going fairly quickly here.
Nice little wall of smokes right there in the bomb site. Flash is going everywhere. Crystal will take out Reds. And spinning around in circles. Bob would take out one. Zip, just destroying guys in this bomb site.
Madden is good. He is very good. Zen now on the creep. There's the Molotov for the bomb. Flashbang as well, which may suggest that he's pushing that right side. if they hadn't mollied this, he may have a better timing, but he's still going to be... Oh, they still don't know that he's here. There is the catch on the play, not on the defuse. There it is, the stick set. He's got to get there fast, and he will. GODSENT picked the round up, and I got to say, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed.
Gosh.
These rounds are
Give me a
incredible.
break.
Dude, the way the man played
pretty
that
good.
is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazingly good. He's actually really legit.
He chooses the right crosshair placement very consistently
Yes.
in chaos.
Yes.
That is so difficult.
So impressive. Just because that extra kill that he got was everything.
Oh yeah, it was
And
big.
yeah, it's the awareness, just as you said, it's just the clarity, and but you can also see the intensity as well with like the tiny shakes in the mouse and so on. It's 23 to 23.
Must be quite a guy.
He'd be a good air traffic controller, good under pressure. It's the second career for him if this doesn't work out, I guess.
What about
That's
a pilot?
Speaking of absolute gods, Plopsky is going to take down Stiko. Here's Rez as well. By the scaffolding. Ooh, that's unfortunate for Rez. It felt like a good opportunity, but sometimes they just don't go your way.
You didn't even hit him.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's the impressive part. You didn't even hit him.
Yeah, that's just the annoying thing about those positions. Sometimes you don't get that kill in the first few bullets, and you start like having to wallbang, and then they get a clearer few shots on you. Such an intense game right now. Both teams really trying to step things up. So many heroic moments. But who's going to slow down first? That's a great pick, Farlig. We saw this before the split or the wrap into the B-bomb site with that AWP. This seems to be a reliable play, but Twist is going to take down one to make life a bit harder. But at this point, the CTs are out of position. They've got a couple flashbangs. That's it. Oh, the creep. Oh, the timing for Farlig. He's got a great sense, great awareness. Nork here, he's got a lot asked of him with the AWP as he gets closer. Nice quick scope there from Nork. Two more players to find here. The time is against him. There's the tap, there's the pressure. Trying to bait out another player here as he looks for another one. Quick scope missed, and Farlig will take him down. And that's GODSENT once. Now it's GODSENT that might be pulling away. What a game this is.
Yeah, NIP is really low on money too, so this does not look good for NIP. GODSENT, this, as you said, Dan, this is a chance to close out the map, move on, take a breath of fresh air in this long barn burner.
We're at like a point now where like everyone has 30 different frags or more or less. That's the territory we've moved into. 70 rounds of CS. That overtime here. GODSENT. Can they get that 25th round? Can they end Vertigo? It seems endless at this point. These teams are very close. The individual performances, the clutches, is what it's repeatedly coming down to. Swing from Stiko. Works out. The weaponry advantage really should carry them home here as they look to attack this A-bomb site. Oh, another big pick. Desperation now from NIP as they try to find a way back into this one. Plopsky does find a trade and an upgrade, perhaps. Oh, it doesn't look accessible. He falls back. Twist here. Search for. That's huge. Okay, GODSENT might have some problems here.
There's no more smokes left. They don't have the util to get onto the site, but they might have the shots. Crystal takes down Plopsky, and now it's just Rez and Twist that remain. How will they play this? Both teams so neck and neck. Twist, though, with the spray, he's able to take down Farlig and Stiko as well, leaving just Crystal. Crystal has to do it all again. He has to clutch this one out to try to end this game right here, right now, and he's jumping forward with the Tech 9 to find one. It's just down to Rez and Crystal. Both players have been stunning thus far, but who will get the better of whom? Crystal, he knows the position, and he closes it out.
Oh,
GODSENT find their 25th round and the map 1 victory.
Unreal
That was
stuff.
stylish with the jump.
Oh, wow. So many clutches in this game. Absolutely phenomenal performances from both teams. I don't think you can... I mean, this is just one of those games where either team could have won it, but GODSENT to win it, the amount of, like, the heroics that we saw in some of the clutches were truly spectacular. And we're going to have to take a quick break, guys, and get deeper into the analysis on this one. We'll see you soon.